Hey everybody, this is your 7-6 Math Excel video on properties of logarithms. And basically on some of these you want to write it as a single log or simplify it. So here you have log base 3 plus log base 7. You use the product rule where you multiply them. So you have log 3 times 7, so that's 21. So that's your product rule. The next one, you have 3 log 4 plus log 9. So the 3 log 4 part works like this. The number in front becomes the exponent, so you have log 4 cubed, which then you simplified as 16 times 4 is 64. So this becomes log base 64 plus log base 9. Now that you've done that, then you multiply them together and you get log of 576. Okay, on the next one, the loudness in decibels, which is abbreviated D with a capital B, of a sound is 10 log 1. It's actually I over the I/O, where I is the intensity of the sound in watts per square meter, so W over M squared, and the I/O is the barely audible one. Think of it as like the original or initial one, and that's 10 to the negative 12. So town regulations require the loudness to not exceed 100 decibels. And then the problem says, suppose they are blasting rock for a roadway and it's 1.85 times 10 to the negative 2. The first part is which physical value is calculated to answer the question, is the explosion in violation of the town regulations? And so it would be the loudness in decibels. So then it wants your I, which is the 1.85 times 10 to the negative 2, and then it wants your I/O, which in this case was 10 to the negative 12. Then to answer is it in violation, you do 10 times the log of I over I/O, and so that's 10 times the log of this divided by 10 to the negative 12. Now how this works is you would really make this go like 1.85 10 to the positive 10, because you plus 12 to both, and then you have 12 minus 10. Then you still have your coefficient, so it'd be like that. And when you do that, you get about 103. But with these calculators, you're able to type it this way also. And if you get 103, which is bigger than 100, or anything bigger than 100, it would be in violation of it. So you don't want to hurt your ears. Okay, on the next one, you have to expand it, and it's log base 8 of 64 xbr. So the first thing is you need to change the 64 to be 8 squared, and so then you have log base 8 of 8, which cancels, and you're left with a 2. Because remember, your 2 would go in front, and if it's matching, then it'd be 1. Log base 8 of 8 is 1, so 2 times 1 is 2. And then the other part is you're expanding it, so you're multiplying, which means do plus. So plus log base 8 of x plus log base 8 of b plus log base 8 of r. So that's what it would look like expanded. Now on the next one you have log base 13 of 13 over y. So again, if these match, that's just going to end up being 1. So it's 1 minus log base 13 of y. On this one, we have log base 2 of 18, so the 18 goes in front. And if it's in front, that's the coefficient. Coefficient is the same as your exponent. On the next one, you have log base 6 of RS, so you just want to expand it. log base 6 of r plus log base 6 of s. So a few of these are very simple. This one as well, you just have log base 3 of 27 over y. So the first thing is you got to think, well, 3 times 3 is 9, times 3 more is 27. That means that this could be written as 3 cubed. And if it's log base 3 of 3, then that cancels and you're left with a 3, which was the exponent. So you have 3 minus log base 3 of y. On the next one we have log base 9 of 2, and you just use your calculator. Now if you have the old style calculators, TI-83 or something like that, you could use the change of base, which would be log base 2 over log base 9. So this would be a good one, like I mentioned earlier, about doing your log that way. On your calculator, you can do Control 10 to the x, put a 9 here, and put a 2 here. Now on the teacher calculator, just simplified it, which really couldn't be. I hit Control Enter, and it's 0.31546, whatever. So we just round this to 3 decimal places. And that's the same thing as if you did log, left the base blank, and put 2, divided by log, left the base blank, and did 9. When I do that, I get the same answer. And notice when I press enter, or Control Enter, it put the 10 there. So now notice on the teacher calculator, they simplified it like this 9 could have been 3 squared, so it's 2 log 3, like that. But you just want a decimal answer, and so that's what it is, 315. Okay, so this one you have log base 11 of 15 equal 1.129. Again, just type it. Again, you could have done log 15 over log 11. I'm just curious what that would be. If I do log 15 divide by log 11, that apparently can't be simplified. Nope. Okay, so just like that, and it would be 0.11293. So this other one I'm going to go ahead and jot down for my notes. It would have been log base 2 over 2 log 3, because 3 squared was 9. So the more you do these, the more comfortable and confident you'll be. Okay, on the next one, the formula for pH is negative log, and it has a little bracket there with the H plus. That represents the hydrogen ion concentration. So in a certain cosmetic product like makeup or whatever, concealer, it's 4.1 times 10 to the negative 4, and it wants to know the pH to the 10th. So you substitute that number for the H plus. So you have pH equal negative log of that. Now you bring your minus sign down, but then split it into 2 different logs. And if you're multiplying, remember it changes to add or plus. So this is the log of 4.1 plus 10, or plus the log 10 to the negative 4. So log base 10 of 10 cancels, so this is really just a minus 4. You have plus and negative, but it's just really minus. And you need to do this one as a decimal. So 0.613 minus 4 is approximately 3.4, which is what they wanted to the 10th. Okay, on the next one, use the properties of logs. So this one we have log base 3 of 729 minus 5 log base 3 of 3. They want you to do this without the calculator. What you'd need to know is 3 to the 4th is 81 because that's 9 squared. and then you would have to keep on multiplying. So really, 3 to the 6th is what this is, 729. So you rewrite it as log base 3 of 3 to the 6th. By doing that, the 3's cancel basically, and so you just have 6 minus. Now this one's log base 3 of 3, which is also canceling because it's 1 if it's the same number. So here we have 6 minus 5, and you get 1. On the next one, we have 1/2 log base 7 of x plus log base 7 of y minus 2 log base 7 of x plus 8. So this one I think is multiple choice, but they want you to do some manipulation on it, like change plus to be multiply, and then if it's a half, like x to the 1/2, or I'm sorry, xy to the 1/2, that's the same thing as the square root, since the denominator is your root, which is 2. So this is log base 7 of the square root of xy minus the other part. Now the part I didn't mention is this 2 just goes up top to become an exponent. So then, now that you have it as a single statement with a minus, you divide, and so it's square root of xy on top and x plus 8 squared on bottom, and this is log base 7. So again, the goal was to simplify the 3 log base 7s into one of them, and if it's a 1/2, it's going to be square root, and then multiply these, and then this becomes the denominator, and you square it based on the 2. Okay, on the next one we have log base 6 of 7, and they basically want you to do the quotient rule without using a calculator. You just put it as log of 7 over log of 6. So it's basically the big number on top, the base on bottom. So the common log base would be 10. On extra practice A, we have log base 6 of 3 plus log base 6 of 72. So if it's plus, you multiply, and so you got 216, and then 6 to the 3rd is 216, and so your 6's cancel, so your 3 is your answer. Your exponent is your answer. And then on the last one, we have extra practice B, log base 6 of the square root of r plus 4 over s cubed t to the 1/7. This one I think is also multiple choice. You basically change the square root to be 1/2, keep it log base 6, and then the r plus 4 goes there. And then since it was s cubed, you put it as a 3 in front, and since it's a denominator, we put minus for both of those. So minus 3 log base 6 of s minus 1/7, which was the exponent, log base 6 of t. All right, well there you go. I hope that helps.